So, Kiznaiver, I think that's how you pronounce it, or Kiznaiver. It's one of those ways, but either way, Nautical pronounces it Kiznaiver, so probably going to pronounce it for now that way. But, granted, it's still freaking interesting, I must say. The world itself is interesting. In fact, we actually know kind of a bit more about why the Kiznaiver actual kind of program's going on, since we kind of actually realise that it's actually governed by the government, and they kind of want us like a better future, so they're kind of using this as like a test plate for what could happen in the future, basically. I'm guessing they kind of realise maybe sharing people's like kind of pain might just actually kind of lead to a better future, but I don't know, it's this trigger animation, we can't figure out what's going to happen next, so yeah, must say, self-introduction episode, but it was interesting. It wasn't like an ordinary self-introduction episode, not like an episode where basically you're saying to yourself, look guys, this is my birthday, this is where I was born, this is my blood type, this is what I like, this is what I dislike. No, it's not that at all. Tenga tries to realise that. Tenga says, oh, this is my blood type, this is where I was born, this is my birthday. Doesn't freaking work. The fact it actually had to go through the entire thing and say basically what the deep dark secret is, what they didn't want anyone else to know about, and I was like, okay, so you're actually getting some context on the characters, so it's actually becoming more of an interesting concept. What would have been quite a laborious and boring episode actually turns into something quite interesting, because you know more about the characters now, you know more about the deep dark secret stuff that they didn't want anyone else to know about, and now you know about them, so we actually got context on the characters. I thought to myself, I ain't complaining, Trigger, you actually did it pretty freaking damn well. Plus it's the very first mission as well, so I thought to myself, actually quite cool. But, I don't know, more than anything, I want to know more about Nautica's character, because she seems interesting. She doesn't seem like she seems like one of those characters you see in a Monogatari series. That's what she kind of reminds me of. One of those characters in a Monogatari series. She kind of just possesses more than we actually imagined at first. There's more to her and Agata than I actually imagined. I don't know. I want to know more about her character, what her backstory is, because practically we know everyone's backstories. Maki killed someone. I was kind of like, holy Christ. Because at the end of the episode, we kind of didn't know what Maki's true secret was. And Maki goes, oh, I killed someone. I was kind of like, okay. Alright. That's interesting. So I don't know. This could be something kind of cool, but now she's insane, so I can't trust her. Basically, Chidori's in love with Agata. I was kind of like, okay. So that's kind of, I saw that kind of evident, the fact how much she cared about him, how much she kind of like threw herself in front of him. That's why I kind of thought to myself, she might actually be in love with him. So it wasn't actually a surprise when I realised she's in love with him. So I thought to myself, okay. Actually, Yuta was fat as a child, but basically he gained weight quite quickly as a child until he actually kind of just lost it. Tenga's afraid of dogs. I was kind of like, okay. Nico's actually not believing in fairies. She's actually believing in fairies. I thought to myself, holy Christ, twist of the century. I was like, you're like praying to fairies last episode, now you don't believe in them. Basically, she was actually a fake eccentric. So I was kind of like, okay. But in the end, basically, everyone gets a reassurance saying, oh no, don't worry, you actually are eccentric, so don't worry about it. And Agata basically was emotionless, but now he actually kind of feels happy for feeling happy. I was kind of like, okay, alright. The characters here are kind of insane, but I kind of like them. They're all just different. And Love Confession was quite heavy as well. The fact she kind of said, I liked you originally. I liked you when you were like kind of funny and how you were originally, but now you're not the same as you were before. Now you're completely different. Who the hell are you, Agata? I thought it's kind of interesting. It's one of those episodes, again, as I said, would have been quite boring and laborious, but it was interesting the way they presented it, the way they actually kind of went about it. It was just, it told you context on the characters in quite a long process, but it gave enough context to actually go forward to say, oh, I know more about this character now, and just not actually kind of being in the dark about him. Granted, I still feel there's more to these characters than I actually imagined at first, because Yuta basically has two personalities. He kind of just goes a bit like happy, but then he kind of goes a bit, not too sure, like a bit dark, because he kind of goes like almost a little bit of a fight with Tenga, but I'm not too sure. Maybe he's just normal. He's kind of nice, but I think maybe he might be a sociopath. I'm not too sure. Either way, I like it. The fact that actually we know more about the program itself was actually a nice bonus. Granted, it's actually very beginning of the episode, like very first, I don't know, 25 seconds, actually explain that whole entire thing with the mayor. I was like, holy Christ, okay, so there goes context on that, so that's kind of nice. So yeah, I'm actually interested. I want to know what it can do going forward, because it actually seems like a really interesting world, a very interesting anime. It seems something very triggerish. That's what I'm going to say. The animation was kind of nice in certain points. The fact that actually we kind of got that kind of Trigger animation, it wasn't like what you see normally from Trigger. It seems like Trigger's stepping up their game. Maybe make some copy and paste animation later on. I'm not too sure, but hopefully we don't, because I like Trigger. So, with all that said, I have been the driver. If you leave a like, do leave a like. It does help me quite a bit. If you leave a sub, do leave a sub. It's gone quite a bit. But with all that said, I have been the driver, and I will see you guys later. Bye for now.